Hey, let's make escarole pesto, and I'll even show you how to properly incorporate it into a pasta. This is a head of escarole. It's sort of like a hearty, bitter cross between a lettuce and a cabbage. You can cook it or saute it, and it's even put together like a head of lettuce. We're just gonna rough chop this. We made it down to the core, and it can get pretty dirty in here, so I'm gonna go wash all this. In a pan that's large enough to fit my whole head of escarole, over medium heat, I'm gonna add about a quarter cup of olive oil. Then about 8 to 10 whole peeled garlic cloves, then all of our washed escarole. Optionally, I like to add a little pinch of red pepper flake. After about 3 to 4 minutes, your escarole is gonna have wilted down nice, but still have a little bit of texture left. Use something like a slotted or a perforated spoon to pick this up out of your pan to leave as much liquid behind as you can. Then lay it out onto a flat surface like a plate or my half sheet tray, and you wanna cool this on the counter or stick this into the refrigerator, but either way you wanna cool down. While our escarole cools, we're gonna pick the leaves off about 1 full bunch of basil. And if you grow basil at home, a good tip to almost double your basil production is let's picture for a second that this is still on the plant. Anywhere you see where this grows, there are these 2 little baby stems in here. Wherever you see this, you pinch this top. This is a method called topping. Pinch this, pull this off, and now you've left these 2 little sets of tiny stems. Anywhere you do this, these 2 little stems are gonna grow into 2 main stems, doubling your basil production and making you a basil bush. Once your escarole and garlic is cooled, pick this up with your hands, and I like to squeeze out as much moisture as I can into a food processor. You can also do this in a mortar and pestle, a molcajete, with a stick blender, or even chop it up finely with a knife. Now we'll give this a light pinch of kosher salt, and I typically salt these things pretty lightly because I never know what I'm gonna use this end pesto on. It could be pasta that I have salted the pasta water, it could be something that has a salty ingredient in it, and seasoning this lightly just leaves me more options. Then we'll give this a couple pulses to get the garlic a head start. Scrape this down, the juice from 2 lemons, then all of our basil. If it's not quite pureeing to your desire, add a little drizzle of olive oil until you get the texture that you like. And I don't have any because they're terribly expensive, but pistachios are awesome in here. A little bit less expensive, pumpkin seeds are also awesome in here. I typically will wait to add cheese to this until I use it. Sometimes if you add cheese to things like pesto, it can get a little bit muddy. Plus again, it just makes it more versatile to use. Then you're gonna cook some of your favorite pasta. This is probably about a quarter of a pound of pasta. I'm gonna pull my pasta straight up out of the water because I want a little bit of this pasta water. But in my bowl, I have about a half a cup of our pesto, probably a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese, and optionally I have about a tablespoon of cold butter. The cold butter with a little bit of pasta water and all of our other ingredients are gonna emulsify into this pesto sauce. If you wanna cut down on your dishes, you can just strain this, reserve a couple tablespoons of pasta water, and then just build this in your empty pot. And follow me if you're just more of a kale pesto person.